The superstars of Fan Control Football Season 2.0 are not only the who's who of celebrity team owners and influencers, not the 21 million live views of our Emmy-nominated broadcast. Across Twitch, DAZN, Fubo, NBCLX, Peacock. Or our highlights that scored over 100 million views. And we can't forget best-in-class sponsors. But the biggest star of Season 2 is our play-calling app that allow fans to control the action on the field. Fans pick a team, pick a play, 4 run plays, 4 pass plays to choose from. The play with the most votes is called in real time.
We got it.
This is where video games and live action come to life. And now, Fan Control Sports and Entertainment brings you Fan Controlled Hoops, where fans call the shots. Coming 2023, the future of sports is here, and it's Fan Control. Power to the fans.
Are you ready for it?
We're muted. There we go. Okay. I don't think I should do the welcome. I don't think I should do it.
You can pull it off.
I don't think I have that. I don't have that, you know?
You're too hard on yourself, Josh. That's the one thing
man.
about it. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you're going to get one welcome to the Fan Control Show here on a Thursday live, 2:30 p.m. Pacific every Thursday, 5:30 Eastern, 4:30 Raymond Austin time. And Raymond Austin is the commish is he's recovering from a knee surgery that I knew nothing about. I didn't know anything. Did you know anything about this? You're muted somehow. There you go. Dees? You muted yourself.
Look, it's in the chat. It says you're not a professional streamer unless you forget to unmute yourself. So
Thanks,
I just joined the ranks of professional streamers.
Yeah,
you did. Pretty good about that.
Yeah,
I did know about the knee, but he's like one of these guys that suffers in silence. You know, Ray doesn't want anybody to know. Goddamn champion. It's incredible. Dude, he literally, I have to say this. I hope this doesn't embarrass him. So I was checking in after the surgery, right? You know, I'm wondering how my boy's doing.
Yeah.
Send him a couple text messages. Wife picks up the phone, bangs out a text. He's doing good. Like immediate response from the spouse on the text. Trying to fire.
Let's hear it.
But our commission is recovering, doing well. I think there's still a lot of pain, but you know, knee surgeries are never fun. But he'll come back stronger than ever.
I've been told many times by a doctor, you could get the surgery or you could just be in pain. It's really not going to be that much different. I was like, I'm
going to choose the latter.
I don't think I'm seeing the right doctors here.
I don't.
I gotta be honest.
Your care physician is just a bunch of shrug emojis. Like,
Hey, if you could write on my medical chart just in emojis, that would be extremely helpful to everybody involved. Like,
God,
that's like a.
Did you have knee stuff or was it other surgery?
Oh, I got hit by a car in 2008 and hurt my knee.
Okay.
I won't listen. I'll just say this. The person that hit me was a renowned pop star that drove a purple Lamborghini. If you do a little Google search and you look up purple Lamborghini pop star, you can find out who drives a purple Lamborghini.
Don't think I'm not Googling that at this very moment. What was the story though? Were you like a pedestrian? Were you just walking?
I was walking home from work late at night in Los Angeles from Barry's Pizza. Well, I wasn't working at Barry's Pizza. I stopped for a slice of pizza.
Sure.
Walked, hit the corner. Now, I had a few drinks. Sure, I worked at a bar. You're supposed to. That's like the only reason to work at bars.
Of course.
And you know, she clipped me. I think she might have been drunk driving. And you know, it didn't hurt for like almost 24 hours. Like I was like, oh, it's sore. And then I tried to go like run and play football, like flag football, and it just tricked out on me. And that was that.
It was just the knee. Was it a hit and run?
Yes. Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is one of the reasons I feel like once a week you tell me a story and I'm like, a slightly different version of that same thing happened to me. I was up in Nevada in Marin County. I was home for Thanksgiving. My folks are up there, and like pre-Thanksgiving, it's a bit of a Dees family. It's like it's my ritual. Russ is nerdy in the chat says Celine Dion.
Yes.
No,
my knee will go
driver.
On. Yeah, my knee will go on, Dees. My knee will go on.
So I did this thing. So Thanksgiving Day, if I'm going to eat myself into a coma, I want to get a good run in. And so Marin's beautiful, went for a very long run. To the point where I was gone 2 hours. It was 15, 20 miles.
Too long.
It was way too long. But so I do this thing where I come up to the street, I look left, I look right, I answer a text, I step into the street. And in the time it took to bang out the text, I didn't look left again.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
1,000% my fault. Step in front of a 1993 Ford Aerostar van and go flying over the hood. And it happened so what I remember is like I'm laying on the ground and a woman enters the frame, right? Like comes in, looks down at me, says some words in Spanish to somebody who I presume was her daughter, and then leaves the scene. So I broke the windshield. I broke the windshield. I broke that mirror on the driver's side mirror and flipped over. Was not a great situation.
And Harry Dog says it best. That's why Jeef doesn't check his text. Very true.
Classic Jeef.
Classic Jeef.
Yeah.
The commish is in the chat. It's good to see him. This is the Fan Controlled Show. We're here every single Thursday live, 2:30 p.m. Pacific, 5:30 Eastern. We've had a big day today here at Fan Controlled Football. And basically, Patrick and I are here to do a complete Q&A. Whatever questions that you might have, we will have, hopefully, the answers for you. We have some questions from Discord. We have all these people in chat. And whatever questions you guys have about the announcement, and Patrick, you can go into the announcement and tell us what's going on with Fan Control Football Season 3.0.
Yeah, in short, this week it came up fast, but we took a hard look at how much time we've got until the season and where we want to be, right? Where we are from a technology perspective, from a venue perspective, from all of these things to say, look, we've got, X number of days until the season. I think Nerdy called it 100 days. Are we where we want it to be? And the answer is no. Right. Yeah. The answer is we have been grinding like crazy through. We've got a whole brand new app, a new website, a new venue. We're adding teams. We've added celebrity owners. But in the way that season 2.0 was a huge step function change over season 1, we want season 3.0 to be a true 3.0, not a 2.3, if that makes any sense.
Yes.
And so it's not an easy decision to make because you think about the number of people it affects. You think about the number of things that you have to get in a row to be able to get to a season date. We made the very tough decision that look, and think about it in the terms of video games a lot. You've heard it said that a delayed video game is bad forever.
Yes.
And a rushed video game is bad forever. Sorry, let's start over. A rushed video game is bad forever. You're like, I love that you take it from the top. Take it from the top.
To one.
First of all, I love how you yes-anded. You're like, that sounds right. No, it was not.
Nope.
Okay, so starting that again. So a rushed video game is bad forever, whereas a delayed one has the opportunity to be incredible. And we're playing for incredible. That's right. We're playing for incredible. So literally, it wasn't what we thought we wanted to be. Very tough decision. We announced that decision earlier today, and we want to talk to you guys about it. I mean, again, so what this does is now it reslots the order of sports. So that means we'll be playing hoops next. And there is a blog post. I don't know if you can drop the up on the website. I don't have the URL handy, but you can read all about it on the blog. But then that slots now. Hoops is up next, and then we'll be targeting a season of Fan Control Football in the fall of this year.
Yes.
So want to talk a little bit about questions around that stuff, timing. And anything that people wanted to know, because I know they've been anxious for news a little bit, and so I know it's not the news people wanted, but again, it hurt my heart to do it, but I think it's the right play. I think we all want something that we can be proud of that is revolutionary in all the ways that we think it can be. I mean, you and I spent the better part of this week. I think we'll tie Inside Baseball, submitting for or pulling together our Emmy submissions, and really looking back at season 2.0, that Emmy submission, and just what a diametrically different and better product it was from season 1 to season 2. And I think for me, that really underscored we've got to do this. We need that kind of seismic shift and change going into season 3. So that's the news today, and excited to talk to you about it. I mean, I don't know, how are you feeling about it?
No, I think, after I saw, and we're going to start sooner than later showing you guys what this new app looks like and what it's going to take to launch this app and what is going to be involved in this app. Everything that was my complaint about the app in season 1 and season 2, all of those ideas have been answered in the new app, right? Everything that you guys want for football, for hoops, for anything and everything in between from the Fan Controlled Sports and Entertainment app, it will have that. sans boobs and nudity and actual pornography, this app is the hottest, sexiest app on the planet. It is awesome.
We have a little virtual suggestion box, and it's always anonymous, but somebody keeps writing the word pornography in there. Yes. And I'm like, okay, you outed yourself. Yes. No, yeah, I mean, that's right. It's a multi-sport app, right? So we had to rebuild it from the ground up, but to have it to feel like a video game. There are, like, as you level up, there are animations and they're cool transitions, and it houses both hoops and football and future sports. And so, like, to your point, I'm excited about that technology, and I think it's only going to continue to get better. And it looks like we've got a ton of questions. I don't know. Do we have Jim curating some of these?
There's a lot of questions in here. I want to recognize Paul Dino or Dino or
hit it.
Paul Dino. 1, 2, 3. Paul Dino. It's all together. 1, 2, 3. Who said we should only be playing FCF? It's what FCF is what built all this. FCF is what built this. I agree. But when we launch FCH, it is going to change the literal game of basketball. FCF has changed what fandom means.
I think that's right.
Right? It changes, because listen, you can go and watch the XFL, you can go watch the USFL, you can watch the NFL, you can watch I guess the Arena League is going to pop off. Who knows? There's football leagues everywhere. Okay. And you can watch them. That's fine. You cannot play them like you can do with FCF. And there are a lot of other sports that we want to integrate the FC mentality into. Basketball being so international, and the opportunity to make this thing so global that we no longer ever have to worry. There will have to be a sport going on every single day of the year, all year long. That is mind-blowing to think about, but a definite possibility.
Well, and I think that is the mission statement of all this. I mean, I agree with you. I'm obviously a huge football fan. It's one of the reasons we started there. But this is, the company's called Fan Control Sports Entertainment. Like, it's the vision is always be able to build a whole new category of sports. We didn't want to build a competitor to the NFL, and I don't want to build a competitor to the NBA. But I mean, think about this. I would love to play the teams forward a little bit and just say, is that a regular sport or is it an FC sport? Got it. Okay, cool. That's an FC sport. And I think we're on the path to do it. But again, part of that path is getting it as right as it can be. I want to call out a couple quick questions, a couple comments in the chat really quickly. Our friend Freddie Airmail said, poor, where did it go? Poor pedestrian etiquette on my hit and run, which I thought was pretty great. And then Greg Mescal's side piece asking if Greg Mescal will be casting the basketball game. We would love Greg to be back. We love that man's pipes.
Yes. The good part, our buddy TGP, great to see you in the chat. Great
TGP,
to see tons of people in the chat. If you've never been to this channel before, this is Fan Controlled Sports and Entertainment, Fan Controlled Football, Fan Controlled Hoops, the Fan Controlled Sports empire being built currently. And we had an announcement today that we are going to be calling an audible and postponing, moving season 3.0 of football. It was supposed to be launching in just under 100 days, or 100 days to be exact. And we're just not ready. The app isn't ready. There are so many moving parts that go into launching a sports league. It's not just like, as Dees and I know, have taken calls from many a celebrity who are like, I have a basketball league. I'm like, what is it? They're like, people show up at a gym. I'm like, that's a pickup game. You have a pickup game that you broadcast on YouTube.
You play the YMCA in Long Beach. I'm like, that's
wrong.
Yes.
So the good part says, I was talking to my friends about that. LeBron just broke a scoring record that we thought would never be broken. If the sport is revolutionized again, who's to say it won't be broken? FCH could change everything. And in 40 years, who knows? Well said.
Yeah,
man. And well said for fan controlled football, for anything that the fan controlled sports empire takes. I was talking, I know this is not our demographic per se, but my mother-in-law had 3 of her friends over yesterday, and they're all in, like, I think their 60s. And they were like, tell us what you do again. And I was like, and I told them everything. Everything.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh my God. So, like, I wouldn't just have to yell at the San Francisco 49ers. I'm like, no, that's the exact point. And they're like, can we buy it? Like, can we buy stock? And I was like, we're not publicly traded yet. But the fact that you asked that means that we have a product that is something that people want to buy. So we just want it to be, the next time you watch it, everything that you have and want and need in a sport, we provide that for you.
Yeah.
Imagine going to the new ice cream store on the block and all they've got is vanilla. That's it.
Oh, the all vanilla store?
The all vanilla.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, I like vanilla.
Yeah.
I like vanilla. But guess what?
Yeah.
You need some other shit.
Yeah,
Sorry.
That's your competitor. It's like you launched against all vanilla. It's the other shit.
Yes.
A couple incredible comments in the chat here. First Player Token says, fan controlled makes sports mean more to all of us. That's why we're so closely involved in this, which I love. Julius, I believe that's how you pronounce it, says, this is my first time here, and I can say with hearing and seeing the expressions and can tell that you guys are trying to build and make something bigger than just watching football, which is correct. So welcome if it's your first time. Thanks for joining. Let's tackle some more of these.
Cosmo Bear says, I believe big time in FCH. Just want to make sure this change won't rush the basketball product at all in a way that lessens quality. Absolutely not. No. That's not what this is. Yeah.
No, I think that's that's actually it's the first time I've actually heard that concern. I came in here with like when you game plan a little bit, you're like, here's what I think people will be worried about. I hadn't thought that would be a concern. No, but we've like a lot of AAA video game studios, we have this kind of overarching company, but then we've got a couple of teams, right? We have a football team and a basketball team. It's like there's multiple Call of Duty teams in each year that kind of rotate it out. We've got two teams with some overlap in those folks, and they're different tracks, and I don't think in any way, shape, or form that this move will rush hoops in any way. In fact, playing hoops when we do, I think we've had a lot of time to think through and iterate and bake and make and test in a way that we really didn't have before Fan Control football season 1. We had an idea. I mean, we knew what the core gameplay loop was going to be, and we knew we liked it, but it wasn't a lot of opportunity to test. And with this, you met some of the game dev folks that we have on the team now. There's just a lot more of that DNA, right? Here, Ian Peacock leading the product team and all of that gaming dev DNA, I think will result in something that's really hot when it comes to hoops.
I agree. And there's just there's two teams working behind the scenes to make both of these sports possible, right? Like it's not that we're just doing one and then when that one's done, we go to the next. They're both being developed at the same time.
Yep.
So
couple of amazing comments in the chat. Our friend El Presidente says, look, I'd be pretty pissed if the ice cream truck told me and my friends it was going to be here in May and maybe it's not back until November, which I love.
That's pretty spot on.
It's very good. And I understand it. Look, man, I'm excited about this too. Look, this is a league built by fans for fans. We're fans of this too. I'm kind of bummed out in the push. I think it's going to be worth it. But then Julius responds and says, but what if they told you the reason is because they're revolutionizing ice cream as a whole? Yeah. Phenomenal comment for a first timer.
I know. And C4 Credit says, yo, man, Vanilla Bean go hard, especially with some cherry Coke. There's no cherry Coke at the store. It's just Vanilla Bean. And it's not even Vanilla Bean. It's just the plain vanilla that your mom had in that cardboard carton that sat in the freezer in the garage until you ran out of everything to eat.
Presidente, my block would want to wait. Presidente, if you knew man, all of these responses are just incredible. If you,
good
TGP,
part
the good part.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go for it. We just really like TGP. Thank you. It's an excellent question, TGP.
Does the push out affect any distribution deals in place, i.e. Twitch, Peacock, etc.? That is one of the reasons, because we are actively talking to some very, very large distributors to make this,
Yeah, I think that's so it doesn't affect existing distribution partners for football. If anything, there'll be incremental partners when it comes to hoop. I mean, Josh, you spoke to it a little bit at the beginning of this, but like this international demand and excitement for that product. Basketball is just way more accessible internationally. So, I mean, if anything, this delay gives us a little bit more time to really get on the board with some international distributors for hoops to show them we can build this to scale and then potentially bring them along to football. So it doesn't affect distribution partners at all.
Right.
And it's a net positive. I think the other thing that I would say, again, I'm bummed out we're not playing, but we're a venture-backed startup. And one of the things that we love to do is A/B test. And something we've always wanted to try is fall football in football season, and to see how that plays out and to see how, is there a world in which people are ready for football and we carve out a Tuesday or a Wednesday night? So there's the regular football during the course of the week, and then there's the FC night. It's something, again, as a startup, we want to test these things.
Bev, the best one, says, you're investing a lot of time in the app. Are you working on investing in the players who sacrifice to participate? Absolutely. The players that play in our league are giving unbelievable treatment to play in our league. It's like, it is a top to bottom, top notch operation. I lived in that bubble. I saw what those guys every single day in the training room. I saw what they were able to do in practice, the facilities that they were giving, the opportunities they were giving. They did not want for a thing. And listen, year after year, if you want to come in and be a part of our league, we want to build this league around you, the people. That's 100% what we are building as a league. When I stepped into that bubble, all I wanted to do was make every person in that bubble a household name. If you played football and you played hard, I put you into content. And I think by the end of the year, we were like, a lot of people knew a ton of our players, and it was because of the content that we built, and we built around the players. We know that the league doesn't exist without the players, and the league also doesn't exist without us giving you, the fans, the opportunity to interact with these players. And there's no other league where you get this kind of access to the players. There just isn't.
No, true. So many good questions. Cosmo Bear in the chat said, also, the press release mentioned that the new site and venue, I came in a little late. Does that mean a potential move from Atlanta? It does.
Yeah,
it does. I think, again, we're constantly tweaking the formula. I mean, the original plan for this was that it be a little, this is a ridiculous parallel, but go with me. One of Josh's favorite shows is the Desperate Housewives of fill in the blank, Miami, Salt Lake, New
I was going to
Jersey.
say Salt Lake, probably.
I know you do. You really like the Mormons go hard in the paint, as you know. But the idea of the way that the core concept is the same, but it has a little bit of that local flavor wherever it goes. And so the original concept with all of the FC sports was to be able to take the show on the road, play in different parts of the world, and have all of the shoulder content, all the stuff around it be influenced by that kind of host city. We're not shifting that to that point now, but I would say we may or may not be in Atlanta for that season 3. And I think it's really going to depend on what's going to serve the game the best. Whatever's going to get the best opportunity to have season 3 just blow up in a way that I think is really cool. And again, the opportunity to potentially take that show outside of Atlanta is one of the reasons for the delay.
As I've been begging for and figuring out and trying every angle to do behind the scenes, is incorporate sports gambling to fan-controlled football, fan-controlled hoops, fan-controlled sports in general. And Georgia isn't that state. They had the opportunity to pass the law, and they didn't. Neither did California. And you're seeing the states that do pass the sports gambling law flourishing.
Banana Leche in the chat saying, Real Housewives, not desperate. Please put respect on Bravo's name. And
good.
I'm sorry.
God.
I know.
Yes.
It's not very good. I got a lot of those. Presidente again in the chat says, so because hoops will be first, will we get more info and promotion on it? You're damn right we will.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I mean, if anything, the engine starts turning fully toward hoops and releasing a lot of the 101s, talk a little bit about how all of the gameplay mechanics from a fan perspective come. We've got a big app reveal and release. So a lot more coming on that. It's a great question.
Freedom Fighter in the Discord, and thanks to Ruthless Cutie for correlating all these questions from the Discord. You guys jump in the Discord. That's where a ton of the chat and action goes on every single day, all the time. Was the delay due to Josh's desire for fan-controlled golf? Freedom Fighter.
Wait, it's anonymous.
I will say there is a member of the SESC team in Arizona this weekend talking to some big hobnobs in the golf world. I won't reveal any of our sources. Freedom Fighter also asks, did FCSE get another round of funding, or is new tech being budgeted from original second round?
It's incredible questions. We are in the middle of additional fundraising. I mean, to this point, the existing tech has been funded by our last capital raise. Right. So great question.
Let's see. This is from BBR. What are some new features we can expect on the FCSE app? I will say the one that got me the most excited is daily gameplay.
Yeah.
And real-time updated, so in-depth stats. Like the stats that you need to learn to call the right plays and eventually make prop bets, make the proper prop bets and the proper bets on your teams and your players. So,
yeah, I think for me, so all of that, having multiple sports live in one app, it's got a whole new look and feel, but like it's the fit and finish. It's when you touch a button, there's the animation and things explode. There's the core loop of how hoops is going to work. We talked a little bit about it, but that slick interface where you see what we call the game board, where you actually see what the court's going to look like, and you're making all those decisions in real time about, you know better than anybody, basketball, Josh, basketball is a game of matchups. And so this idea of every quarter where you're swapping in who's going to play, it's positionless basketball. So there's a lot more strategy as to who you play and when, and then what the strategy on the court is, whether you're lighting up individual players for bonus points or you're lighting up zones. I think it's going to be pretty cool. So all of that living in one place to me was exciting. And to your point, we were pretty anemic in seasons 1 and 2 around stats. I mean, they existed. You'd have to dig for them, but the idea of really fleshing out and putting a real emphasis on fan stats, right? So we had fan stats, but this idea of them living, the player stats and fan stats living right alongside each other, I think is really compelling. So at any given moment, you'll see the league leader in stats. And I think that's fan stats. And I think that's pretty cool. And not just by fan IQ, right? I mean, literally, it'll say Josh Macuga is number 1 globally on passing yards in season 3.0. And I think that's rad.
Yeah. And Freddie Airmail says stats, astrophysical, Stathead stats. They do host a podcast called Freddie Stat Go that will continue through all of the seasons. And they will be regular contributors to some of the stats that we may not have on the app. Stats so out there that only Freddie and Stathead would be able to get those stats going because their brains work a little differently statistically than most brains. And I think I love this question from Steven Sawtell. Proposal. There's an elite 8, top 8 in fan IQ per team who is able to draw plays that can be utilized and voted upon in game, which I will counter with something from El Presidente that isn't just heckling us in the chat. Love you, El Prez. Talking about, fans enacting plays, but also, so he said, we wanted to talk about possibly getting our own set of plays, not only us, but every team. And when I say set of plays, I'm not talking about each individual team getting their own playbook. Keep the plays the same as they have been coached to everybody, but maybe the night before a game, give teams a vote on what kind of playbook they would like to have for their team. More runs, more deep passes, more QB options, etc. So that they could actually help script the game itself. And I think that is an absolutely fantastic idea. And that is something I would love to help and make possible with all the coaches and players, and more than likely fan captains of each teams talking to the players and coaches on a regular basis and set that up. I think it's genius. I think it's a great idea. Deezy?
Yeah, Bev the Best one said first player tokens expressed a great concern. Could you speak to that? I didn't see the original concern and I'm scrolling through it. So if you could resurface that, I would be happy to. Paulino123 says, so does Ray Austin just not going to be a part of this anymore? And the man had the only reason he's on the IR today is because he literally just had knee surgery. Literally here to join us. He is our commish. He's a co-founder and the man's right or die.
And during Fan Control Hoops, Ray and I have already started talking about an Ink and Toner special that airs every single day that will be basketball centric as we talk about it. Because is he the commissioner of hoops? No. Is he the commissioner of Fan Controlled Sports Entertainment? Yes.
So yes. I love that this narrative, the further we get away from the actual Ink and Toner, I've just totally been supplanted. For those of you who don't know, Ray and I gave a keynote speech at an Ink and Toner convention.
Yeah.
It really was global sales leader of like copiers and ink and whatnot. And we spoke about revolutionizing technology and the ability to pivot in this changing economy, all of those things in just our keynote. And Josh made the joke that we were Ink and Toner, which I thought was great. And then over each week, he's slowly been more of the ink, and I'm just not a part of it anymore.
I do this mostly to just really make your ink boil.
It was perfect.
Or
it's just
toner,
so smooth.
I'm not really sure.
Like that frog boiling in the pot of water. It's so subtle each week that I just accept it. There's a weird revisionist history. I was like, you gave the keynote, right?
Okay, guys, I can't tell you how people worry about sports betting. People worry about match fixing. That can't happen in fan controlled sports. We are not scripted. You still have to run the plays. Mm-hmm. The fans call the plays. Okay. Those plays are run by actual humans. Okay. It's not professional wrestling. You know how hard it is to fix a match? It is really, really, really hard. It is really hard. And if that happens, those people go to prison for a long time. So in order to make that happen, there are so many stupid moving parts that need to go. What sports betting does is bring in a ginormous audience of people that are now fans and can now call plays with you. They can call plays with you. I'm sorry if I'm getting upset, but every time I bring it up, someone's like, somebody's going to fix a match. They can't. You can't.
No, you cannot. You cannot.
Okay. We already tell the rest to swallow their whistles. We're going to stop calling holding because it's the dumbest penalty on the planet. It's if everybody thinks the NFL's already fixed. So what's it matter? What does it matter? Come at me. Tell me.
Good Part's asking, can we confirm or deny fan control golf? And I can do neither, but I will tell you, so there's been you talk about slow evolutions of things. When Josh first mentioned fan control golf, I dismissed it so fast because I was like, oh, we've already thought about that. It's really fucking stupid. It's dumb. Like, no, like it was so dismissive. And he's like, no, but I've got a good idea. And I'm like, no, we've thought it long about that's not very cool. And over the past little bit, we've massaged it to a point where I think we've got a concept for fan control golf that, as somebody who does a mean Happy Gilmore off the tee and kind of hates the whole game of golf, I would be absolutely thrilled to watch and play this as a fan. So we've come a complete 360 on the fan control golf concept. So very much liking where the progress.
It's the Seinfeld plot line of Costanza, right?
Okay.
It's like at first I didn't like it, and then it was in my head. Costanza. There we go. Fan control golf. Our buddy Drake Wells, a standout wide receiver. I don't know. G-Way did switch a play last year. Yeah, and G-Way only played 2 games. So, to tell you, right? It's your passion for me, Josh. LOS Bev, the best one, says, yeah, I'm passionate about this because I believe in it. I wouldn't care this much if I didn't believe in this product, because there is something so magical about how upset I get with the Pittsburgh Steelers and the fact that we rehired Matt Canada, whose playbook is literally 3 plays: run up the middle, a slant, and an out route. That's it. That's all we've got in the Pittsburgh Steelers offense. Yet in fan-controlled football or fan-controlled hoops or any sport is we can change. We have the power to make the change. His whole platform was changed. Barack Obama did one thing in 8 years, and he's considered a pretty good president. We try to make change. This is an actual league that makes the change. Sorry for yelling. I'm Jerry Seinfeld. What's the deal with change? Sorry, Dees.
Why? I don't accept your apology. I was just thrilled about the update that the commissioner's in the chat and he's eating Funyuns. I just wanted you to know that I was in the kitchen washing a dish.
Okay. Boykin for MVP says, how about we can't bet on our own team? Why wouldn't you want to bet on your team? Why wouldn't you? Bet on it. Oh, man. You want to play well. Listen, you are playing football. You want to play the best you can. That would mean you want to bet on yourself to win. That's why I never hey, Pete Rose bet on himself. If you look back at the bets Pete Rose made, he bet on the bets for the Reds to win.
Yeah, he did. No, he did. He did. I think that's an important distinction.
Man.
Cosmo Bear in the chat saying Howard Dean rants on that one. You were channeling Howard Dean a little bit. I appreciate it. we're gonna take Atlanta, and then it's unbelievable. Cool. What other questions does anybody have about kind of the push? I know it wasn't the news everybody was looking forward to, but again, I mean, I can look you in the eye or in the camera and say it was the right decision. We want this to be everything that it can be, and just rushing, it's just not going to be all that it could possibly be.
Let's reset here, and I still haven't said it. If you guys want to submit a name for this show, you can. It's called the Fan Control Show for a reason. We change the name every week, so if you guys want to call it Josh Rants like Howard Dean, we can do that. K Cadge, and I've seen this in the chat a few times. These wait, there might be new teams? Question mark? Question mark? Question mark? I thought there wasn't going to be question mark? Question mark? Question mark? Can we go into that a little bit?
Yeah, we can. So the push allows the potential to be more teams if we're choosing to add in fan control in fan control football. We're not committing to that either way, but we've had a lot. Look, you guys saw season 2, the number of celebrities that came through the building and they were at Pullman. They got not only exposed to it by seeing it digitally, but seeing it live. I think the interest is an all-time high at being an owner in any, again, one of these FC leagues, one of these FC teams. So with that push, it allows us to finalize those if we're going to add incremental teams. And, we are adding 4 new hoops teams. And so that's part of what that means in that announcement is that is not nothing to pull together really interesting and collaborative and cohesive ownership groups that can come together and build a group of owners that can bring a swag to a team, not unlike the Beasts did or the Glacier Boys did. In a way. So we want to replicate that for hoops and to have it feel authentic to the game of basketball. So that's what we're getting into.
And again, listen, 3.0 may add a couple teams. It may not. It will eventually scale to the point where there are so many teams with so many diehard fan groups that those OG Beast fans will be in a rocking chair out front of a Cracker Barrel. Like, I remember when Jordan Smith ran for 2 and caught 1, and now these kids these days with their global gyms. No, I don't. I was trying to come up with like a name for a new team, and I was going to go Salamanders, and I came back on it. I didn't feel it. Yeah.
I've been there when you just reach out into the ether and there's just nothing there, and you're like, I don't know where. I don't know how to.
I got a lot of problems with you people. Jared Hansen says FC Hoops is 3-on-3 basketball. No, 4-on-4 positionless basketball. You can have all guards, all centers, all forwards, 1 forward and 3 moms. I don't know, whatever you want to put in there.
I thought 3-in-1 moms defense is incredible.
You could clone 4 Cheryl Swoopses and put them in.
So so it's the all swoops team. Come on, let's
swoops.
Go.
Swoop it up.
So that's the delay. Yeah, it's the cloning technology that you just slid in there. Yeah, it's 4-on-4 positionless basketball, full court, which I'm pretty excited about. Right, again, completely interactive. Giant LED court that will light up. It is very much an NBA Jam in real life. Cannot wait.
Yeah. And listen, Paul Dino, if he's still in the chat, he's like, I just don't think you respected football. We respect the hell out of football. That's why we delayed it, is because there is so much that goes into putting on a football season. And we want to show the world that fan controlled isn't just for football. It's an ethos for all sports. Hell, pickleball is blowing up right now. You want a fan-controlled pickleball? Let's put it on an LED court and watch it. Friggin' pickleball in real life. What? You know what
amazing. I do. I do. Let's see what we've got. I would like more interaction between owners and fans at First Player Tokens. Couldn't agree more. And one of the things that we're doing, I keep going back to the technology because I think it's going to be so much cooler, is involving our owners and the celebrities inside the actual text. So when you score a touchdown for the Beasts, you're going to see Marshawn pop up and say beast mode and have something that he recorded as a message to fans that called that touchdown, right? So I think they'll be, more seamlessly integrated in everything that we do. But we totally agree. Again, there were some decisions last season about personnel and kind of just team direction that happened fast. And we tried to involve fans. Do you remember the TO trade was like, I think we wanted an 80% threshold. And that's something that we came up with the night before, right? I think we can do a better job of having them talk directly to the fans and understand the desires and strategy that fans are looking for, as opposed to kind of these two entities making disparate decisions. So couldn't agree more. That's very much a focus for us.
And there is a world where if we can't get the owner to like chime in on chat or be there game day or like pop in the video, that we have a proxy, a person that speaks, an oracle, if you will, that compiles all of the questions and all of the things that you want to know from your owners. And there's a medium, there's an integrator that can make those things possible and happen. But also, guess what? Beast fans and all those other fans, you're the owners.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just get that together. He's only one voice. You guys are the voice.
Show name proposal, Josh, would be 1 forward and 3 moms. Thank you for the airmail. It's very good.
Thank you.
The guy's a machine. Presidente in the chat says, I'm editing here. Do the hoops have teams and stuff yet? Yes. So we do have kind of ownership groups starting to come together in actual teams. And once that's all solidified, then all of that becomes public. We start doing all of the branding exercises when fans choose the team names and the colors and the uniforms and kind of that identity driven by kind of those ownership groups, but really landed on by fans.
100%.
So, yes.
Xeon_live says fan controlled curling where the fans touch a spot on the bullseye where they want the stone to go and the players aim to put it there. Hey, Xeon, genius. I love it. Fan controlled curling makes total sense. A fan controlled Olympics also makes a ton of sense. Okay. Sports in the X Games world, where fans are like, hey, I want to see a 920 corkscrew, double flip, half cab, mocha frappuccino. And you're oh, here we go. He did it. Fans called it and he won an X Games gold. Like, we can do that. We can do that, Deezy.
D-Factor in the chat says, it should be me doing more meme dances whenever the Beast score a touchdown. I'll tell you what, if you submit that dance, I'll get it in the mix.
Yes.
I want to see.
Boom.
It's not a bad idea. What? So yes, I think it's cool if it's a Marshawn owned team that you get a Marshawn, but like, I don't know, maybe 1 and 2 or 1 and 3 should be a dedicated Beast fan dance or something. I think it's a great idea.
First Player Token says fan controlled rugby league could be interesting. I don't know anything about rugby, but interesting. Sure. And I love Peanut, classic OG fan, one of the legends, loves NASCAR, wants a fan controlled NASCAR, kind of tough. You just have to tell him to turn left. But also a ton of fun because you can tell him, you better start wrecking people. No, I don't know. But he did say fan control pro wrestling would be awesome. Just saying, I will say, fans scripting wrestling matches, it has legs, Dees.
That I get by, because that's way more about the narrative, right? Like, again, when you're out of
Yes.
control and you're just watching that train wreck for several hours, I just can't. I am with you. I just can't get behind.
It's the worst. It's so stupid.
I just can't get behind.
Yeah.
But there's so much about like that, the milieu of professional wrestling that we're cribbing from liberally, right? Like that idea of kick-ass entrances, and there's like so much to the showmanship around that should be in sports that I love. It's just it's just the actual product in the ring that I can't stand.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Freddie Amos, who said at Daz, we've gotten a little bit before, but in the form of stuff like player rankings from Coach, but I'd love more. We did talk a lot about that in season 2, and we do want to really incorporate that. There are a couple of the younger scout guys that I want to do a weekly power rankings of running backs and before draft nights and in hoops and wherever, so that you, the fans, are way more educated and know what the coaches know. Because really and truly, the coaches are there as conduits to you, the fans. So if the coach says they like them more than that or whatnot, and the fans want to start that, they have to listen to you, the fans. So getting that more involved and Coach Liotta, for all intents and purposes, listens to all the fans. He would rather listen to you, the fans, than anything else. And so that's why we put him at the head coach. That's why the playbook became way more fun. That's why the games became more high scoring. That's why the second half of the season was completely different than the first.
Josh, let's take a step back. I see some new folks in the chat. Let's quickly reset. So this week we are a little bit different of a format, because we kind of had some big news this week in us announcing that we are audibling the season. So season 3.0 is getting pushed back a little bit because why? Because we need a bit more time to cook, right? We really are committed to excellence. And if we rush it now, it'll be kind of a little bit better than season 2 forever. Whereas all of this has been a huge swing. We're swinging big. We're pushing that season 3 out a little bit, and then we'll be playing hoops before that. And so what we're using the balance of our time today is to talk a little bit about the whys and what other things can people expect and timelines and everything that we can talk about. Because I know it's a pretty seismic shift, and frankly, it's something we were all really looking forward to. I know it's like said at the top, not an easy decision to make, but I stand by it. I think it was the right one. And we're taking comments in the chat and just answering a bunch of questions from Discord. I did want to say King Ka had a question that said, what this has turned into is a lot less about the why behind that decision and a time for all of us to brainstorm everything else that could be fan controlled, which I'm absolutely here for. But King Ka had talked a little bit about the team draft and said, can we have a more fun way to decide draft order? Maybe an obstacle course or a fan dodgeball game to decide draft order. I think you're onto something. I
really do. I think getting more competitive, high stakes draft order gaming is really good. And there's something in the app that I feel like I should text you before I say this, Dees. I don't know, but there is a way there is going to be more gaming on the app, not just calling plays in football or lighting courts and players and hoops and calling the shots. There's going to be simulators and actual in-app games that may help determine those draft orders from you, the fans. Just saying, it's going to be way more interactive.
And just to pull the curtain back a little bit, the intention from the jump around power-ups and fifth down was we wanted fans to say, on Monday morning to say, look, we won and mean it. Right. Like I moved to LA and it was always this bullshit thing where the Lakers would win and people come into the office and be like, can you believe that we won last night? And I'd be like, we won? Oh, really? You had a big part of that fourth quarter push. Right. And it's this idea we wanted to give fans an opportunity to say even more than the real time stuff, give fans over the course of the week to earn a strategic one-time deployable power up to their team. And I think that's where that fifth down and power ups all started, and we still want to give that to fans. And so we're realizing that vision now through technology, and you'll be able to earn stuff for teams and whatnot. So it'd be fun.
It's again, we had a presentation of the app on Monday, and I was, as Dees knows, I was the only one asking questions, and I interrupted the presentation. It was an hour-long presentation. It could have been 20 minutes, and I made it a full hour.
132 times. Josh was very excited about what we're doing. And I can't wait for you guys to see it too. Like, again, that'll be something that'll be in your hands sooner than later. The fan captains will have an opportunity to kind of beta test it and give us kind of their feedback, and then we'll be going wide with that. So more news to come on the app and whatnot.
Again, it's the sexiest app without nudity in the history of the internet. Just, it is. I don't know what to tell you. It's fantastic.
Nerdy in the chat says, "Fan escape room. I would wreck you all," which I applaud the confidence. Right?
Don't go into those. I don't like those.
Okay. Josh,
they're scary.
Josh,
I don't.
Is there a story there?
Yeah, I don't think I. Well, I don't understand. Like, you like to be trapped places?
It's not my jam, but what I hear, I love the confidence behind that because, like, okay, I've got a pretty good 22-foot jumper. Okay. I've got a good. So me going out of court and liking my chances of hitting that jumper, that makes sense. Or if you told me, you know what, off a break, you are just the filthiest pool player in the world. I get it. An escape room, that's a weird soft science. Who knows what kind of puzzles are coming to you? That is a level of confidence above and beyond because you're saying if there's a problem, I'll solve it. Check out the hook while my DJ
revolves it. Only vanilla ice cream shop. I took that from TGP. I will say this, Dees, is someplace there was like a guy or a girl, maybe a husband and wife couple, and they're like, you know what? We have this big open space and we don't know what to do with it. You know what we should do is we should trap people in and make them like figure out how to get out. And they're like, oh, hilarious. And then it takes off.
Wait, but great idea. Let's charge them to be stuck.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Let's.
Nerdy's done around 100 escape rooms. Congratulations. You're a psycho. Jared Hansen on Facebook. What's up, Jared? Are you having new jerseys for season 3 of FCF? I noticed you had back-to-back different Glacier Boys jerseys each season. Yeah.
You're damn right we are. Yeah. So to be sure the branding, there'll be like a refresh or whatever. Glacier Boys will always be the Glacier Boys. Will always be the Glacier Boys. Yeah. The Zappers will always be the Zappers. But the idea is there's a refresh and a complete new chance to vote on how your team looks. You should choose the fit.
Yes.
So 100%.
And you should choose the fact that not all teams should be blue. Because at some point it was looking pretty similar.
It was pretty blue.
It was pretty blue out there. Okay.
Do you remember the first time we saw those guys line up? We're like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh shoot. We did not see this coming. I wanted a team to be just all green so that when they're on the field, the camera can't pick them up.
No. Yeah. It's incredible. El Presidente, give us that Glacier Boy white, baby. I agree, man. The white would be so fire.
I like it. Just a plain, clean white Glacier Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a uniform nerd, I will say in the history of chats, I've never heard that. Can somebody put that uniform nerds? Make that a title option for a uniform nerd. The teams with similar jerseys hurt my soul. Yeah. And as somebody announcing, I was like,
it's the worst. It's the worst.
So, you had that show name, Freddie Earmel. Congrats, you're a psycho. Sorry, Nerdy. I love you, buddy. But escape rooms are no good for me. I was in one where like a girl came out of a toilet. What?
I'm sorry. Oh, sorry. This broke up a little bit. I thought you said a girl came out of a toilet. What did you really say?
You go in this room and it's like a bathroom and there's a girl chained to a toilet and she like comes out of it and you're like, ah! I don't want that.
You imagine coming home from work. How's your day, honey? Well, I got out of the toilet 42 times today. Not the best.
How was theater school treating you?
Jerry microwaves some halibut. It's disgusting. Microwaves fish at work. And I got in a toilet about 40 times.
Did you hear? So if in the bubble there, we had that like snack and there was a microwave right there and somebody microwaved fish one time. So I went into our office and made a sign, no fish. Right. And so I come in the next day and Marshall's like, I understand you were the fish sign person. I was like, yeah. He's like, people are allowed to microwave whatever they want. And I was like, no, they're not. Not fish.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Marshall. I will die on the hook, pun intended, that is the fish microwave.
The laws of decency dictate no fish. First player token to the chat says, show name, trapped in the toilet, which is strong.
Which is weird.
I can't wait for Jeff.
R. Kelly's career is. In a prison toilet. He's in a prison toilet.
Just making that toilet wine. I can't wait for the commission Jeff to get back and have a show name called Trapped in the Toilet.
Trapped in the Toilet.
Fantastic.
Peanut fan controlled horror where Josh has to endure multiple jump scares in haunted house situations. No, thank you.
That sounds not why you signed up here.
I left the company for that reason.
Yeah.
I did not want to continually have to be scared.
I love that. I wish I'd seen them pitch you that. Okay, Josh, here's the thing.
Yeah.
You scare very easily. And we're going to put you in a position where you're terrified most of your day. And we're just going to film that. And for the lulz. You good?
For the lulz.
For the lulz.
For the LOLZs. Any other questions that fans have for us as we kind of wind down here at the end of this Q&A? Again, we made a big announcement here in Fan Controlled Sports and Entertainment that FCF Season 3.0 is going to be moved to. We don't have an exact date yet, but we moved it because we are still working extremely hard to bring you guys an incredible product. Listen, Season 1 was nominated for an Emmy. Season 2, we better win an Emmy. And Season 3, we want to be in every single living room on the planet, showing you guys how to actually play live action sports from the comfort of your living room. That's what we want to do.
Again, we are building a whole new category of sports. You play the tape forward a little bit and people will say, oh, is that a traditional sport or is that an FC sport?
Yes.
And what we've been doing to get there is building all of the infrastructure around it, right? Like a whole new site, a new app, a new venue, more teams, more celebrity owners, more coaches, all of these things to support that going forward, this whole ecosystem of fan control sports. And we're just getting warmed up, but we needed to cook a little bit. I've been saying it the entire show, but a rushed game is bad forever, where a delayed game has an opportunity to be incredible, and we are playing for incredible.
Yeah. We're not just settling, okay?
No.
It's not like all of my ex-girlfriends, what they did to be with me, they just settled, okay? And you know what I mean?
You bat it out of your... Yeah, I think you date out of your league, which is the goal, right?
Right, exactly.
I mean,
I'm hideous, and somehow get girls to like me.
I mean, same.
We did
100%. We did it.
First Player Token said, if you win an Emmy, you better have Emmy patches on the uniforms. That is a genius idea.
That's incredible.
Genius idea. Yes.
Well, and you best believe so. We're
ready airmail. Dees, look at this one. Oh,
okay, hit me.
Oh, if you win one, you got to partner with Tyson to produce Emmy Tyson.
I feel like Freddie just got a job here at Fan Control Sports Entertainment.
Lord.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
Woo!
I think that's incredible. I love the idea of Emmy patches, and you best believe we did it kind of last second when we realized there was an off chance we could actually win it. We kind of, when we were nominated in Season 1, we're like, the other names in the category like NBC, CBS, ESPN, FCF. Like, we're like, okay, we're not going to actually win this thing. So we didn't plan much about an acceptance speech, but during the drive over, we're like, oh, holy shit, we should have something ready in the off chance that we're nominated. And the rule, that you win, and the rule is that only one presenter could go up. But we're like, since when do we follow the rules? So the 5 of us were going to run up there, and then we had scripted parts for every single one of us. But I really want the fans to dictate what we say from the podium if we were nominated to win. I'm getting way out over our skis. We haven't even been nominated yet. That's coming soon. But if we do, best believe fans are going to be part of that process too.
I was going to say fans should be writing the speeches, or my thought was always, this is what I was going to do, right? Is if I won a major award, Oscar, Emmy, Grammy, you guys have heard me karaoke.
You are an EGOT candidate if I've ever
Come on. Yeah. The Josh Macuga story live on Broadway. It's genius. It's just the second to last day of my senior year in high school. Make a musical out of it. Okay. So what I wanted to do was get up there and walk up, chase, and then fall over and then just worm to the thing. The first ever worm on stage in a tuxedo. Nobody's expecting the worm.
No. They're worried that you're like convulsing.
Yeah.
He's seizing on stage and you get up and take it. It's amazing.
Boom.
Incredible.
Because I do a pretty decent worm. I don't do it that often anymore because doing the worm, for those that don't know, really tough on the body. It's
harder
really
the older you get.
Good Lord. I can hear my spine cracking like an old piece of bubble tape. What kind of?
I kind of love that you just had that in your back pocket. You're like, in the off chance that today I'm nominated for a Grammy, I got it. I got the play. I don't even know. I think I would be like one of those giant Gumby like balloons outside of used car places that just wiggle around. I think that's what that'd be my go-to. And
I think that's what I would wear.
Doing it,
like I'd be like, okay, so you know how people wear crazy stuff to award ceremonies? Like last year, Timothée Chalamet, he's always wearing like some tuxedo that could also double as like, I don't know, a board game for Settlers of Catan, something like that. Right? So you just come. Nobody knows it's you, right? Nobody knows it's you. It's just, it's this guy. And he's in the crowd. He's got a ticket. He's nominated.
Yeah.
You win. You go up there. Reveal Patrick Dees.
Oh, so they say the winner is, and then they don't give a name. And then I waddle up like this and pull it down and be like, surprise, suckers.
Gotcha. Boom, 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 boom.
Oh, God.
Nerdy watches with a question. So hoops still 2023,
Correct.
football 2023, or maybe not till 2024.
I think that's accurate. What we are playing for is a 2023 season of both. So
Yes.
the idea is that it's just pushed. So
Correct.
again, some ducks have to fall, but again, one of the thoughts behind the move was this idea of being able to beta test or say A/B test playing a season of football in the fall. Like we want to know how that does, and so I think it's important for us to try that. So some ducks have got to get in a row, but that's the game plan.
Yes, got it.
Show name from Freddie Airmail is a pretty decent worm, which is also was that 4 out of 4 of the best ones are Freddie Airmail?
It's always Freddie Airmail is one of the greats and show names. He's really, really good at it. Yeah.
Absolutely legend.
Jim, we can throw up the poll. We're going to cut the show a little bit short today, unless hey, if you got any more questions you want to ask, we can be here till 4. But we wanted to answer all of the pressing questions, as today's big announcement, as we are moving season 3.0 of Fan Controlled Football. To get it right, to really just get it perfect.
And I want to underscore it was not an easy decision.
It was
right.
Not.
It was with heavy heart that we make that. I think it is the right call, but it's never easy because the number of people that it impacts both on this side of the fence and then the fans. It's something to look forward to, and I think
Yes.
I understand it's not anybody's favorite announcement, but again, it's in the best interest of getting this really right.
Our buddy Nerdy Watches says redemptions most valuable fan question mark. Yes, we understand that you're the most valuable fan, and we are working on the redemptions. That's all I can give you. Dees, I think
that's right. So we know that you're the MVP, and we probably owe you some recognition. Actually,
yes.
So was Nerdy on the show at one point? Yeah, I was gone that week. I was glad he could join.
We need to do some sort of bigger announcement and crowning, maybe perhaps we'll figure it out. But Nerdy, yes, you are our most valuable fan, and in stats and interaction and all that kind of stuff, and I guess ability to call plays. Congratulations, you're fantastic.
And to remind us all that you're the number
one
fan. No, but I think there was a plan to get him on the website or something. I don't remember. Nerdy, we'll take this offline. You absolutely are a rock star, and I think we'll be a reigning champion for a minute.
Last year they got a ton of merch and stuff. Just saying. Yeah, you're right. We're gonna get you stuff, Nerdy. We're not taking this lightly. I promise you. Listen, do you want to come out on a chair lifted by actual players next year? We'll do it. That's what you're the MVF, dude. You name it, we'll make it happen. D Factor says, I was really looking forward to possibly having 3.0 start on my birthday week and me announcing the Beast's first draft pick in person. Now, see, that's a fun idea. Earn enough fan IQ, you get to announce the draft pick in person. That's good. That's good. It's Jay Spacely says, what about the players that planned around the upcoming season signed child participants? Are they back to square one at this point? We have notified all the players. Dees, I think you can maybe speak more on this.
Yeah, I mean, again, one of the reasons why we made the call now as opposed to right before the season started was that people had an opportunity to make other plans, right? Yeah. And so, we had a lot of our players are playing in other leagues at this point, so it didn't impact a lot of the folks from season 2. But the handful of people that we had said, hey, we had expressed an interest in having them play, we wanted to let them know ASAP. Which again, that's why we're making this decision 100+ days out as opposed to a couple weeks before the season starts. So just kind of minimize that impact. We know.
Yes,
totally.
We talked to a lot of the players. I personally have texted with a lot of guys and everything, and I know it's a lot of guys were planning on it. And sorry, I'm trying to look at the poll. Did the poll go up?
Has to have gone up.
Dees, here we go. Hold on. Okay, so poll is up. We have 1 forward and 3 moms. FC Ninja Warrior, Uniform Nerds, Trapped in the Toilet, a pretty decent worm. Right now, Uniform Nerds in the lead. Get those votes in there. I'm going to vote for
the moms.
I'm going to vote. 1 forward, 3 moms.
That's pretty strong.
Yeah. So get those, get those votes in there on the show name. Appreciate you. And sorry, Jim, I only have the StreamYard up. I don't always have because it overloads, and basically what I'm saying is I need a new computer, and I don't.
It's overrated, man. I will tell you so I did get a new computer, not because I wanted to. My logic board just disintegrated on my last one. It is wild when you haven't upgraded in a minute and then you see the new, and it's just so snappy. It's a very good feeling.
Yes.
I know we're winding down. I wanted to close this out by thanking the fans.
Yes.
Thank you for building this with us. Again, for being part of this journey. This is a league that was built for fans by fans, and we can't wait for you to experience hoops and everything else that we're building together with you. So again, not my favorite decision to have to make. I think it's the right one. And thanks for being along for the journey. I'm so excited for everything that's to come in the rest of this year.
Yeah. And I think we said it earlier and you said it best, Dees, a couple times, but would you guys rather watch something that's okay and be a part of something that's okay? Or would you rather watch something that's absolutely incredible? So that when you talk about it and you show people and you're playing it, it's the greatest, right? Like, wouldn't you want that?
Well, that's what I want to. That's what I want to build, and I think that the lion's share of folks feels similarly from a fan perspective.
Yeah.
So thank you. I know it's been a ride, but we appreciate you more than you know.
It has been a ride, and I mean, big announcements coming soon. This show isn't going anywhere. We're here every single Thursday, live 2:30 p.m. Pacific. Our show name next week will be Uniform Nerds, what we're building here is going to be otherworldly. And just wait, as this thing, there's just so much going on that we can't tell you about. But when we can tell you about it, you hit that foghorn at a bar mitzvah and all the fog comes out. And it's like, Josh's bar mitzvah. Bah, 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 bah. Everybody gets like blow up toys. Bah. DJ hits celebrate good time. Come on. That's what's going to happen.
On my child mosh pit bingo card, I did not have foghorn at bar mitzvah. It just wasn't on there. I kept looking to cross it off, but it wasn't.
Hey, that's what you get. It's great to see everybody in chat too. Again, if this is your first time, come back next week, 2:30 p.m. Pacific, 5:30 Eastern. We're here. Ray and Jeff will hopefully be back. I hope Ray's knee's doing better. I hope Jeff feels better. Jeff was a little sick. We didn't, and his little daughter's sick as well. And I think his wife is out of town and his son is sick. So, when you're a dad and you're a husband, you got to take some priorities. And, when your wife doesn't like you that much, you just come down and do a live stream. So,
this is fun. Let's just not invite them back. Just wanted to go do our own show. We'll have a spin-off.
Sure.
It's just us just answering questions. Oh, this is really fun.
I will say before we go out, sorry. Dang it. I think I lost it. Oh, Freddie Airmail says, what would trivia have been today? And I wrote out a bunch of trivia questions that were things that I've yelled at the TV during the Super Bowl losses the Steelers suffered in my lifetime. So 1995, Super Bowl 30, we lost to the Cowboys, and Super Bowl 45, we lost to the Green Bay Packers in 2010. And a lot of those things, I was very, still obsessed.
It's just a trivia. Every answer is yes.
Yes.
Something you yell. Yes.
Did I yell at the TV? Yes. Dees. Did I punch a hole in a very expensive piece of electronics? No, because I'm a rational human.
And not a Cowboy fan.
Correct.
Yeah.
And that we can all be very excited about. And what we can all be excited about, Dees, is that here at Fan Controlled Sports and Entertainment, we're all about one thing. And that is power to the fans.
Power to the fans.
We'll see you guys next week. Jim,
the superstars of Fan Control Football Season 2.0 are not only the who's who of celebrity team owners and influencers, not the 21 million live views of our Emmy-nominated broadcast. Across Twitch, DAZN, Fubo, NBCLX, Peacock. Or our highlights that scored over 100 million views. And we can't forget best-in-class sponsors. But the biggest star of Season 2 is our play calling app that allow fans to control the action on the field. Fans pick a team, pick a play, 4 run plays, 4 pass plays to choose from. The play with the most votes is called in real time.
We got it.
This is where video games and live action come to life. And now, Fan Control Sports and Entertainment brings you Fan Controlled Hoops, where fans call the shots. Coming 2023, the future of sports is here, and it's Fan Control. Power to the fans.
Are you ready for it?
Do you enjoy